So good morning everyone, and today we are going to make a random walking algorithm, you can say. So it is a very simple algorithm where different number of agents which can be specified by us will walk through randomly through the whole a maze like structure. And I want to it was not there in the original idea, in what that's called, uh, motivation, the other word for motivation. Leave it. The actual original piece which where I saw from where I saw it from had something like it will be just going through whole maze and covering the whole maze and keeping leaving a trail behind it. So I will add that, and I also wanted to have another screen, not a screen, a scene where if one of those model does reach the end of the edges of the whole window, uh, that it will show that it won, that agent won. So I wanted to add that, and I saw a video on YouTube. uh, it was made by, I will write it in a comment description, sorry. So I don't remember his name. I uh, met him recently in YouTube. So it was a fun video, and I was watching through it whole night, and I wanted to make it, so I am here. And he made it in C. I'm not going to try in Python. I don't know how to make a graphical interface, so I'm learning everything by myself. Right now, to initialize first, I stumble upon this because I wanted a very simple one. There are something like Tinkers and GUI, simple GUI, something like those Python libraries, but those are very, you can say, a little not suitable for this, because I want a simple window, and I can just enter any color to it at any different given pixel, because we are not making something very huge. So those tinker and the simple GUI are for making forms and stuff like radio buttons, label, and everything, and those are not needed. Canvas is something else. So we are going to make a window through here, and I'm going to read it right now. I'm going to pause the video, and I will be back when I have read it completely read it, learn from it. My English is not so good, I'm really sorry. Okay, so wait for me. So I read everything in this window, and I learned a lot. So it is same graphical interface library as what I saw in the video that I told you before. So in that window he was using SDL in C, and this is also SDL with Python. So I have downloaded the whole actual, what we use, what he the code he gave in this whole tutorial, and it is very similar to what I wanted to do. And so what I'm gonna do is just he did everything for us. I'm going to explain what I learned from it, and then we're going to modify it for our need. And it is downloaded here. This is made by, so X, and our project is here, and here and done. So it should be here now. Yeah, if you see. So this is our project, and if you want I can change the font, because it might be a little confusing for some people. I like this font. This is a vector font, I think, and I love it, so I'm using it. What happened? Where can I change my font? Victor Mono, and other one is JetBrains. What did I write? Brains. Is it? I don't know the name. Let me see. One second. I have saved it somewhere. And Vim config. Notomono. This might work. Oh no, I removed the whole VS code here. Really sorry. But it should be now understandable. Yeah. Well, it was understandable before too, but now it is very generic for everyone. No, yeah. Oh, is it Italian? That's why it is somewhat tilted to the right. It's okay. We can understand now. So first, we are it is a C type. It is for making the our Python integers, not integers, but data types into C data types. So that because SDL is actually running in C and converted into Python, Python is Python program code is converted into C and then feed it to SDL. Something like that is happening in behind the scene. I don't know actually what is happening, but from what I understood, we are converting the values to C, some values to feed to SDL so that it can work. OpenGL is graphical user. It in simple terms, it is what is behind the scene to make a graphical interface. So window and context are both different things, but window is the window we are seeing right now. This is also a window which is made by a graphical interface, that is OpenGL for us, and it is also going to make a window for us. And context is just context, what happened before and what is happening till now. I think that's what context stores. So window width and window height is already predefined, but we can change it later. Now everything is good, but I will going to read it out. So this is initialization, and this global, it is a keyword to, so that like in Python, every what you can say, every variable that is set is local, but we want the global variable to change when we do anything to those variables. So if we set window and context locally and change the value, the global value will not change. But if you don't want that, and that's why we are defining that it is a global window and context value. So if you change some windows and context value here, it will change here too, and that's what we are doing. And this is very easily. So it is just saying that if any error comes, we are not able to initialize STL, and return -1 to initialize. Um, Return -1, I think. So if it is not, it is -1, it will return nothing. So that's what is happening here. Okay. So it is a value to identify that something went bad, nothing else. And SDL2, it's the actual library, and we are setting a GL's attribute. It's the major version, so we are telling the SDL that we are using OpenGL 4.6. Major version is 4, minor version is 6. But I don't know, this is that tutorial is from 2023, so I think it might have changed for my laptop, and I need to check it out. I will just feed this to ChatGPT, not Claude, to understand what is happening and try to change that. And this is something that I didn't understand, so leave it out. And this is where making window finally. So we are telling STL to create a window, and this lesson 1 is the name of the window, and it is in this B indicates that you need to change the string to a binary. That's it. And this Windows POs undefined and POs undefined are actually telling that where this is the X and Y location of where the window should start. So if these are 0 and 0, so that will be the 0 0 pixel of this whole window, and we are watching right now, and the window will start from here. So it is telling that, so the 0 comma 0 pixel of the window that we are going to create with Python will be same as 0 by 0 of the whole screen we are seeing watching the video right now. So this is undefined, so it is the giving the whole thing to the OpenGL to do itself. So if you want, you can just write something like, one second, oh no, where am I? So sorry, no, not this. So there is one more. This is how to you write centered. I don't know. I don't know how to write centered. Let me see. It was here. It was here. Yeah, centered is written like this. So now this too. So with this, the window should be centered when it is initialized by itself. And this window width and window height we have defined here, and that will fetch from there. And one more thing is there, how do I go there? Yeah, so this HDL window resizable and HDL window OpenGL are just properties. We can set many properties, but these two properties were predefined, and there are others too, like full screen and full screen desktop, borderless, input graph, something like those, and other two which are not mentioned. These two I think are the only thing we need. So resizable, we can resize the window, and window OpenGL just to add OpenGL to the HTML. If not window, print unable to print a window and return -1. So same as this. If window is not created somehow, and then it will be none, because we have created none here. So then it will return this unable to create a window and return error. And context, and now we are going to make OpenGL context with that window, and if the somehow context is not there, then it will return -1 once again. So here this major version and minor version we have created it here, right? Now we're converting into C so that we can feed here somehow. Not somehow, we know that we are feeding here. So we are making a STL get attribute, and in major version we are setting the STL major version, GL major version, STL GL context major version as C type pointer of this value, and C type minor for minor version, C type pointer of this value. As I said, C is used for SDL, and that's why we need to have this. And if major version value is less than 4, what it is saying that this is only supported for recent or above 4.5 GL version, and below those, and it will not work. So that's why it is maintaining that as a measurement. Now we are just I think this is just returning some values, so that we are just confirmed that everything went well. And then now we are creating no, not creating, initializing the color as this value. So this is RGB and alpha for opacity, and this is, I think, I don't know what it is, we will see later on when we run the program. For this is a close, so SDL2, and we are deleting the context, destroying the window, and quitting the whole SDL itself. Draw is a small program that the tutorial gave us, but we are not going to use draw. We are going to make our own random walker. So I need to understand how to make rectangles and more. So let us see what happens. So this is clearing the GL, the window, and doing something I don't know what. Just let us give it to the cloud to somehow make it. No, my words are so bad. Yeah, my vocabulary is going shit. So right now, we what we want is we don't know what is our OpenGL minor and major version, and that's what we want Claude to figure it out for us. Okay, this is our kitty. This is kitty and terminal. This is VS Codium and this is helium. I'm using helium because why not? So I just stumbled upon it and I wanted to try if it is better than Brave. I don't know. I don't know. Now I have copied it. I'm giving it. So I am sorry, trying to make a random walk program. I stumbled upon. This is a simple is window maker program code I got from a tutorial, and it has OpenGL. It uses SDL and OpenGL, but I don't know the version for my laptop. How to identify that, and what and what sometimes my mind goes blank, just blank. I don't know what to do the next, so I'm just going to enter and I will going to explain something very silly but simple. If we are not able to understand what this is a def main program, and what this is, why we are going to do this. So in a commercialized Python project, there will be many different types of files. So how do I identify that which file is the main file where everything is going to happen? You might write the name of the file is main, but how will you understand? How will the code will identify that? So this is a dunder, and this will return the name of the program because our program name is main.py, and this is we have written here dunder main. So it should be same, and then only this main program can run, something like that. So even if you give this main program and whole code to a different, like you can import it to a different whole file, Python file, but if you try to run it, it might not run if this is there because that file name is something else. I don't know why I try to do that. Let us see. Does it know I'm using Arc? I use Arc Linux. Should I write by the way? BTW. No. No, I wanted to have it do something else too. Well, let us give the whole thing we want. So, and how to make a rectangle and color it to, okay, that's same. Okay, we are using 4.6. Fantastic. What's that? C type numpy by numpy for random. It is doing everything for us. I think so. I don't want that. So let me tell him to not tell everything because I wanted to do it myself. So let me just before ever doing anything, let me add a random walker dot excalibur. Excalibur draw. Yeah. So this is a what's it called extension in VS Code called Excalibur, and you can import the whole Excalibur here, and it just runs flawlessly. So what I'm thinking is, because we have a window like this, how can I make it sharp? So there are pixels in each area. So this window has lot of pixels, right? And we know how many pixels are there. So window height and window height and window width we are already predefined. So this is 600. Let me write it. Where 8. If I double click it, should cut. This is 600. This is how many? Let me remove this. 1024. So this is the situation of our window. So we will just first divide this whole window so that it should have, instead of having 1024 pixels, let us think it should have only 30 pixels, not pixels but 30 boxes, so that when we start from here, it should the agent should move each box by itself, and so that if it is a pixel it will might looks very small and you might not even be able to see what is happening. So that's why I want to make it like that. And also, if we are going to add multiple agents, we don't want a agent to go over other agent path. So if let us think that one agent makes something like this, he went first here, then here, but there is another agent named yellow that went here, then here, but now he want to cross over. This should not be possible, and to do that we are going to make it so that there will be a value for each these cells. Cells is the word. So for each cell there is a value that it is occupied or not, 0 or 1. If it is occupied it will be 1, if it is not occupied it will be 0, and so that if a agent does occupy that value, so we will note that it is occupied, and other agent will need to check it. If it is only the value is 0, then only they can go over that. If not, they will not be able to go over that. And this will add another complex not complexity but fun element, because if a agent is trying to brute force it, it will not be able to do that, and some agent is not trying to go over some other agent, and it will be faster. It will be faster for it to go reach the edge of the window. There is a chance that the agent will loops over itself and trap itself somehow, and that will be fun too. We will going to watch that if that does happen. Now first let me remove this hole, we don't need it. Now explain myself. I have numpy, not the other language. Also, don't give me the whole code, just for how to make a rectangle and color it. I want to do it myself. Thank you. Why do we know SDL2? Okay, accelerator, right? Okay, top right, bottom left, and top left. Hmm. This is quite confusing. I am going to learn from here. What's the next lesson, please? So everyone, give me little more time. I am going to read this out because Claude is not a help at all, and I will be back after some time. Oh, this is the last video, last tutorial. How am I going to make a benzo then? Let me see what it is saying. So a window that just opens and closes itself. Let's how. First, I wanna at least run the program so that I can see what is happening. How is it giving an error for C type? No, okay, C type is default by default. So I'm just going to copy this and open this, and then source, not this. When okay, when is not there. So Python, we are making a virtual environment. Okay, is it there? Yeah. So what next? Yeah, we are going to activate it. when when activate dot fish. Yeah. Done. I'm really sorry. A single slash made it hard for me. So now I can pip install this. Yes. Thank you, God. Thank you. Now if everything goes well, it should not raise an error, and also it should run too. Let us see. For God's sake. For God's sake. Yeah. And it closed it by itself, because as we saw saw in this tutorial, it is giving in, what does it say, bro? My mind, yeah. So it is giving a tutorial to how to make it stay alive. So right now it is just going to sleep after 2 seconds. So there is a very easy thing we can do. So if I want to do it like this, so it will just going to stay alive for the whole time. Or what you can do is, just don't do that, don't close it, so that we close it by ourselves. Oh, okay. If we don't keep a sleep, the timer will run out for it, something like that. Because let us add 10 seconds here, and let us see what happens. Does it close after 10 seconds? Does it? Yeah, it is. Now we need to add this, because it's not actually closing it, but removing context in window, everything. So it is quite important. Without it, maybe context might be alive even after the it's closing. So most important thing is, ah, I can't close it directly from my window. It is not allowed. I was not aware of it. I thought I can close it like super Q for in Linux will close anything. So if you want to close a window, you just click super plus Q, but it is not available in that window, and that's why we need to add this program. Let us see what is happening. So we are going to add a programming running. This is a flag, so that we know that it is running, and if it is not, if it is false, then the close function will play itself. So if there is a draw and handle input, when what is handle input, program running event, we are taking an event, and we are converting that event into a C type data type. I don't know what this data type is. Maybe binary, I don't know. And if it is not 0, so if everything goes well, I think it will return 0. But if it is not going to, no, if it returns 0, that means, what does it mean? Let me see. If event dot type is SDL quit, and we are going to convert this value to false, which was true. And if it is false, close function will play or execute. That's what I wanted to see. And we are adding something else. Okay, this is just what he added here. If you while keeping your mouse into the window, if you type anything, it will show it in what it will show it in terminal. Let me add those things. Okay, so first we are making a parameter dot called program running, whose value is true. And now what we are going to do is, instead of this importing time and delaying the closing of the window, we are going to use program running, sorry, program running, and it is true by default. So if it is false, it should not, this loop should not run. And now so while this is running, I need to draw, and only draw, because not we are not going to add anything else. Now one more thing, was there, I think. Oh, sorry. What is handle input? Okay, this is how the the window will know that we have entered the closing command. Sorry. Next is first adding the defining the this program running value, no, not capital P, is a global value. And next we are checking for the SDL event, so event is equal to SDL, capital SDL, no, SDL2 dot SDL2, right? Yeah, SDL event So if we see 0 is false in any conditional block, in any condition if we put 0 it is false and 1 is true, so it is telling that any value is true except 0. So if this is going to return a number, what we're going to do is we don't need this, because it is 0. It is saying that if it is not 0, run this. So if it is 0, don't run this. So 0 is already false, so this should work. I don't know, I really don't know. And here too, if you just want it, just make it 0. So if 0 is returned, it will be, as a condition it will make it so this return will run. That makes a sense to you. Now what we are going to do is save this first, run it. Let us save it runs. Now it should stay. I am going to transfer it to the next window, and if you see, we defined it that the height and width should be only 1024 and 600, but uh, why is it in the full screen? And that's because of, I think that's cause of Linux, because Linux Windows Manager is something else. I am using a, what's that called? Sometimes my brain doesn't work. Let me see. 1 second. Almost here. Done. Almost. Where is that word? Yeah. Hyper. Hyperland. I'm using. I'm using Hyperland. Oh, this is not. And then what we will do? Control C will work. Control C. Yeah. Control C is working. And I can't remove it. For your information, this is not working because it is not quit. Maybe this is was given by my Lisp, and it was a disappointment. It didn't know what poll event was, what event was. Event? Seriously, this is a disappointment from VS Code, but I am using it because it has Escalitra, or else I wouldn't have used it because I love Z. So this is going to be permanent till I close this laptop. So hmm hmm now what? Uh, 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 should I try it once again? Should I? For the science, baby. Oh no. Yeah, this is working. So it was because of this. Yeah, it was QY. That quit was not full caps, and that's what the problem was. Now it is working flawlessly. Now next thing that we need to do is add a rectangle, and if we did add a rectangle, I would be jumping on my legs. And let us make the canvas as white. I have a value for a different value too that I wanted to add because it is a beautiful color as a background. I have saved it because I like it. Oh, it is not white. So easily, if you just add 255, 255, 255, or if it is 1, because it was in decimals, fractions, I think it is from going from 0 to 1, and that's what is happening. So this should work. Yeah, exactly. I'm genius. I knew that. Really. Now we are going to make a rectangle somehow. Somehow. I I'm very not an optimistic person. I'm a pessimist, if that is a word. I am proving myself right now. Now I went blank once again. How is this background? Please tell me. Let me show some. No, we are going to be on track. Mm, we need to make a table, create tables, not tables, rectangles using STL. So how to make once again? How to this fucker? How to make huh? A rectangle using STL2 library in Python. And this is how you identify something. So in Python you can draw a rectangle on a surface using the SDL2 exit draw module fill function, which takes a target surface, an option rectangle area defined as an SDL rect. So let us understand this draw function first. If somehow we don't know that, what happens? Let us see. Okay. If it is there, then what? Control C, Control S, and run. Are we going to draw something if I click? No, I am left clicking and nothing happened. So I don't know what that is. Let us understand. We're clearing the GL and clearing the buffer bit and depth buffer bit, color buffer bit, and depth buffer bit. And we are swapping the window with window, something like that. I don't know what that is. I'm not aware of it. Next, how to make a rectangle? Please tell me. Those were some weird sounds. Do you know where that came from? I don't know. How do I? Hmm. So these are called surfaces, not windows. Maybe we can save as PNG too. We need to install STL image library. It is a library, I think. These are something we don't need to understand, at least today. To create and draw a rectangle using PySTL2, you can utilize the STL. Okay, I don't need that. So we are going to. We need to download. No, we have downloaded that. Import SDL.2 SDL2.ext. But why if you have already imported SDL2, doesn't that comes under it, and we don't need it? Let us see. Oh, it has a default initialization. We don't need that. We don't need to do shit. Let us try that too. Yeah, bro. we have we did everything for fucks nothing. We are back at square. We just did something we hadn't. We don't need to do that. I think what we did. So there's a bare minimum thing like doing it from scratch, and this is how you do it if you want to do it faster. So this is just going to initialize the SDL by a single line, a window with a single line. This is the name and size. This is going to show the window. We are going to render it, and then we are going to specialize the rectangle. So this is x and y of the into the window where this rectangle should be there, and this is the width and height, and going to define a color. This is RGB. Clearing the render, fill the render color. So okay, we are clearing the render. It is some okay, renderer is not context. I thought it is a context, but it might be that with this render allows us to render a color into the window. I mean, we are using renderer. They're entering the color and the rectangle. Okay, this will show it and delay it, and then we will going to quit it. So let me copy this, and I'm going to make a new file, and not here, brother, please. So this is will be example.py, and we're going to paste it. It should be there even though it shows an error. Must be a valid sprite or SGL surface format. Where? Using SGL to binary. I don't know what is happening. There is a strong breeze in Ariel. What am I saying? So there is a strong breeze here, and my computer screen is swaying itself, and because it is a very potato laptop, not computer screen, laptop screen. I'm sitting outside of my house on my roof, not roof, top of my apartment, because I have a lot of space in front of my house, and there is shade too, and I thought that the clouds are clear, sky is beautiful today, and I should make a video on something. And more thing to do, and I am more interested in this SDL React. Let me just search SDL React by SDL to SDL underscore React. Yay! So this is a type def C. For Python, how do I use it? Give me the syntax below. Syntax. Too many properties. Let me see. How does it suggest us to make a window? If anyone is interested, this whole thing is a description of a class. So you can a class or a function. So you can enter a description. So if you going to inspect it, this will be returned for any of the window class or the function. And this at the rate property is a decoration, and properties allows it to make itself a property, so attribute if you say. So a function needs double presses at the end to run, but with this you can just run it without that. And you can add a property. If property is just it's a by itself, it will do that. And if you just want to add a setter will set a value of something, and getter will get the value from something, and something like that. I don't know much about it. I'm new to it, very new, and this is something we don't need. Oh, this is source code. We don't need the source code. Please teach me how to make one. We are going to stick with what we have made till now. This shit is not working, and I don't want to configure it how to make it work. If I had run, so using SQL to we can open the file and learn about it if you want. Not this, not this. We don't want this. What program? What function did we use till now? What is this? What is this? STL2 dot STL init. This one, but in caps. I don't know. I'm not aware. Yeah. Yeah. And what was it? I'm going actually if you I'm just um, I'm not even able to speak. What is this? Indian. This is Indian pie. Indian. Indian. Sorry. I'm a good boy. Okay. We are using fill. Where is fill? So it needs a target, color, and area. So we gave it a target, and render is just somewhere here, and it was just render, so it should be in it. I don't know what is happening. I'm not that great of a coder. If you see, most of my work is done by computer, specifically ChatGPT, and these are some things that I just knew beforehand, and that's why I may look like a kind of genius, but I am kind of a big shit. I am going to make a video. This is a sidetrack blabber, what is called shit talk bullshit. What there is a word for these type of talks. Bull crap talking. I'm talking bull crap. So we gave it an area. But what's the error? Please, brother. What's the error? Whatever, bruh. Not this, brother. This here. Oh my goodness, I'm going mad. I'm just going to punch my screen. I don't need that. I don't want that. I want to be in .py. Just give me that. Close yourself and thank you. So in fill, we are entering the color as prepare color and target. And prepare color is convert to color. And what is convert to color? I don't know shit about it. So is there? Okay. In the same file, there should be a color too. Yeah. So this is what happened. So it is putting RGB value to itself. So because this is right. Oh, maybe I need to enter a alpha value too, and that's what happened. What's giving the error? No, brother, please solve yourself. I don't have the minds to do it. Okay, we are converted it to a color, and if is instance target pixels.stl pixel format, we are going to enter the p format. P format will be the target, else Surf is equal to get target surface. What is get target surface? This is from surface. I need to search for it now. And where is the error actually? So this is a error inside this, and race type error must be a value. And what's the program? Get target surface. This this was raised if target surface, our target is equal to target surface, else if the instance of the target is surf.stl surface, our target is equal to target. And if SDL surface is at least a string type, then we are going to that get the target. But this is shit and it has nothing in it. So I think I can do something about it. We need to change this rectangle value to something else, so that no target is renderer. Rectangle is just the area. Target is renderer. Some guy sat on his computer and wrote this all when AI was nothing, and I here can't even solve a simple shit. And that's how you know you can't do anything in your life. Don't be that pessimistic, brother. Not sorry, optimistic. You won't be able to do in your next life too. And nothing like that. I'm not going to have suicide. Yeah, I'm not going to. What did I do? Okay. I entered 1 for that value, sorry. Okay. Instead of 1 it should be 255. It is, I think that's what it is saying. And we are going to remove this part and enter this, and going to add this instead of this, and it should run now. Yay! And it has a window too, and if I can super Q will close it. And this is much simpler one because we are not using the graphic SQL user something OpenGL basically. It is a much simpler one, a very simple one, because just we are just rendering on the screen. So I think we are going to make a switch, a very easy switch. It's just Control C, Control A, Control V. That's it, and that will help a lot, I think. So let us do it. Not this. A hmm hmm hmm. Thank you for your help. Thank you. Now you can close yourself. And when main runs, it should run. And no main and nothing else is there. So at least we learned something today. On this now, this is very easy to do, and we can do many things. Now, uh, let us go to Xsolid Draw, and I'm going to show you some few things. So if you saw here, now we have the rectangle where we can set the values here. uh, this is 800 by 600. If we make it a rectangle, no sorry, square, it will be easier for us, so that's why we are going to make it a 800 by 800. And now what will be the center of that value? So it will be 400 by 400. Let us first try to do that. What's the color? Please run. I'm hoping it runs, or else I'm going to be sad. Oh no, it was fine before. What happened to it? Where is our rectangle, brother? Where is the rectangle? Let us remove this once. No. Using STL2 binaries from did we download DLL? DLL. Let me see. There is DLL. Oh, this is not needed. At least still a bro, because this is here itself. Even this is not needed. And now if I run it, please have a rectangle. Set render draw color renderer Okay, this is what is happening is because render is the window, it is coloring the whole window as red, and uh, 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 let me give it to it, and it will do it by itself. So the easiest thing for me to do is check it out what the value for this is. If somehow I can, this is color. Okay, we can agree that this is color, and this is saying that it is a black background. Let me try. Maybe the background is the fault here. Oh my gosh, not that, bro. Yay! It is working. It is working. It is working. I'm going to make it a small square. And now if I run it, I want to check it out if it is at the center itself. So because this is taking value by itself, so here we need to somehow give this value. Just we can add rectangle, I think. I think so. If it is zoomer, it's okay. It's extreme okay, and it didn't work. Why? Because this is something else that we don't need, and here is something we do. So rectangle, yeah. It is taking four values, so we need to return four values. So this is quite easy just by making a class constructor. One second. Sorry, I got a call, so I had to pick that up. So where were we? So what we can do is make it a class or even a function. So let us call that rect. Is there a word rect here? No. And some values. x comma y comma h comma d, sorry, w comma h, and we're going to return those x comma y comma w comma h. Now for right now I'm just going to keep a default value because I don't want to work with it. Okay, it's okay, we can work with it later. For right now it is 300 by 300, 100, 100. And because 300 by 300 it is the top left of this rectangle, it is kind of shifted to the bottom right. So for this too it is very quite easy to do it. Just subtract is half the size of this rectangle, so it will be sorry for a small inconvenience, guys. Someone came. So it worked. Now the most hard part for us is how to add this. Oh, this is quite easy. This is quite easy. I am kind of dumb. So we are going to make, and we don't this no, we do need this color for different agents. We will we will do the same thing for that too, but right now we are going to make a list of things. So we will make a rectangle list. The rect is equal to where the value is 300 comma 300 comma 100 comma 100, and same for the color. It is a list of value from 255 comma 0 comma 0 to 255. Okay, now what we can do, it is very quite easy, that we need to add color 0, color 1, color 2, and color 3. I think we can add the list itself, because there is something like that it takes the argument from the whole yeah, it does not. So the in classes and functions there is type in specifically class, while you're making a construct, while editing a class you can add it under, so that if you give it a at least in JavaScript I read it, there is something like that called. So if you even if you give the list, it will take the whole value. If even if you define number of number of parameters, and you give a list with those parameters, and you just pass the argument as that list instead of those n different parameters, it will take those parameters from the list, something like that it is there. And how to do it I don't know for right now. I will figure it out later, because it is quite convenient at least to write it. I don't know about the time complexity, and I know that this list is will be quite a problem in future because it is not fast and we need fastness in this. So you saw that it worked, and now we will import np, because if I'm going to import np numpy, let us just make arrays too, because those are much faster than this. Brother, I don't want to learn about it right now. It should work the same. Let me see if it does work the same. The model was not there. We will activate this and install numpy. Yeah, it is working. So this is much faster than list because it is an array. If you want to understand what the difference between list and array, I can explain it quite easily. You can, both list and array are, this is list and this is array. Okay, I want to change the color of it. Okay. So this is list, this is array, and the difference between those two are very quite easily quite same. Those two are almost same. So you know that list and array has cells, or let me just make the sample diagram of both of these. So let us think this above one is list, below one is array. So both are um, not both. So list is a heterogeneous, so it can have value with different data type. So there can be one here and a and another list here and b and something like that. But a array is homogeneous, or if it is a int array, it can only have int in the next value. It can't have w, it is not possible. So something like this. So what happens is, because list is heterogeneous and every data type has value is everything in this computer is in binary, you know that. So because list is heterogeneous, every data type has require different type of bit value to store, or number of bits to store. Like a integer can be 64 bit or 32 bit and something like that, and you need 8 bits or 2 bits, I don't know. But because this is heterogeneous, every data type requires different type of bits number, and because of that this is faster, because everything is stored in both of these values are the value elements are stored by side inside the computer, inside the storage. But because these are same number of bits, it is faster to retrieve the value, and this is hard. For list it is quite slow. So that's what the difference between those two are. Very bad explanation, but that's what I can do of my best ability, from my best of my abilities. So I am speaking shit, please don't take it too hard. Okay, I I'm really sorry, but I don't know how to speak. Okay, this is done. Now we have np2, and it is quite easy that we can make now a random value. So we are going to let us give so np dot rand random dot choice, sorry. No, um, let us take a lst as list. Okay, we are not defined what lst is. Why the fuck that thing is there? I'm very sad with it. So now if there is x comma y comma h comma b, sorry, w comma h, and we just want that x value, which is, let us add the center first. We don't want 100, let us take 10 for now. Okay, and if we run it, it should run, might be slow but it will run, and you can see that it is here, and instead of 255 it should be 295, I think. 250, 295. And if I remove this, run it again, oh no, with a, it should save automatically. I did save it. My laptop is going to close any second now, so what I'm going to do is we are going to make a single agent to walk in the screen, and then later what we can do is we will later make something like a competition between the different agents. So for right now this is enough. See, it is at the center. Okay, now when it is at center, we only want this x and y value to change. So we want a function that adds random value to that x and y constantly. How we can make do that is quite easy. After running, because running will become false later, so running will be true until the screen is closed. I can add, let us do this till right now. So while the whole screen is running continuously, I'm going to add a random value between -1 to 1 I just want the choice, so I will just add choice. So it will choose a randomly between -1 and 1. Let us add 0 to, and let us do the same for, and because we need this x and y values, how am I going to change it continuously? Quite easy, do it here, because it is going to run constantly. So we can add these two here, make it here, remove this whole shit, and remove this all, not that, but this, because we don't need that. For right now, this value can be 255 comma 0 comma 255, 255 comma 0 comma 0 comma 222, and then will work. Same for this, we don't need that because width and height will not change, only x and y will change, and we are changing that constantly by this. So if everything goes well, it should move randomly very fast. That is not working. What happened? What happened with the, what it is saying? What does it return? Please tell me. And till then, I will make it this. And I don't know how to do that. So it is quite easy for me to ask a chat GPT. How to make it so that this returns either -1 or 0 or 1. Let us see. It didn't return anything. Why? What happened? I don't know what happened, but okay. So we need it's doing something I don't know what is doing. It is doing. Once more, if it is a random number here, then we are good to go. So it was a small mishap on my side. Just we need to add this. And now it should move very fastly. Yes, see, it is wiggling around, and that's how you do it, guys. And actually, it would be much easier for you to see if it moves around by 10, because this wind, what is that called? The rectangle size is 10 height and 10 width, so that a 10 by 10 cell. So if it moves by 10 value, then it will look like it is moving to the next cell, and it will be much easier to see, because right now it is moving only by 1. Yeah, so you can see here. Fun, right? It is quite fun, right? So if you want to make it very slow, easiest thing will be just importing a time, and then adding a time dot delay is not there, then sleep by 0.5. It should be quite slow but fast at set, and 5 is fast too. 0.5 is too slow. 0.2, it should be now easy to see but not too fast. Yeah, quite fun, right? Yeah, so give guys, we are successful, and for today this is what we have done. Next day, tomorrow, or maybe after a month or year, I will make the next part of it. So this was a quite fun experiment in my side. I saw You saw everything what I did, so you know that I didn't know shit, and I did something. So thank you for watching. Please come by next time too.